Shalom, Kal Halal, Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushua Ba'Hashem Rekah Kodash. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS, including the elders that came before them that taught us this truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word in truth and in sincerity. The brother Yahshua back with the World War III update, daily update, here for Monday. All right. Now, I saw the elder Tahar. Elder Apostle Tahar made a video, and it was something like Esau is not going to do well against the angel, something to that effect. I forget exactly what it was. But he had the video that I'm about to show, right? And I want to put this on the World War III report so that, for a better understanding. So let's get some scriptures first. This is 2nd Ezra 13 and 23. No, I don't want to start at 23. Hold on. This, 27. And whereas thou sawest that out of his mouth there came as a blast of wind and fire and storm. What is being described here by Ezra, he's describing what he saw when he saw what the world calls a UFO, which are the chariots of Israel. Okay? He's describing what he saw. All right? And whereas thou sawest that out of his mouth there came a blast of wind. Matter of fact, this is the Most High dictating to Ezra. This is the meaning of the vision, whereas thou sawest a man coming up from the midst of the sea. So the same is he whom the Most High, or the angel is declaring this to Ezra. The same is he whom the Most High hath kept a great season, which by his own self shall deliver his creature, and he shall order them that are left behind. Okay, so the angel is describing to Ezra the meaning of the vision. Okay, and whereas thou sawest, this is what Ezra saw, that out of his mouth, okay, out of whose mouth? He whom the Most High hath kept a great season, all right, which by his own self shall deliver his creature, all right, and that's Yahweh Shai, all right, okay. And it says, and whereas thou sawest that out of his mouth, this is talking about lasers coming out of the chariot, a blast of wind and fire. What is a laser? It's concentrated fire. And storm, and that he held neither sword nor any instrument of war, but that the rushing in of him destroyed the whole multitude that came to subdue him. This is the interpretation. Okay? So, he's explaining to Ezra, here's what was going on in that scene that you saw. All right? And so he goes on to explain it. Behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth, and he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on it. What do you mean to the astonishment? When you see all of those chariots, what you call UAPs or UFOs, you're going to be astonished. Okay? Now, that's talking about them when they come. Now, this is talking about what's going to be going on before they come. And they're here now. And, I mean, they're showing themselves. And there's a standoff. Okay? Which is the war in heaven, by the way. All right? It says, and one shall undertake to fight against another. All right, this is talking about one nation, all right, like China against the United States, Russia against the United States, Russia against Israel, okay? And one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, Hamas, the Palestinians against or Gaza against Jerusalem, one city against another, one place against another, one people and one realm. Where it says realm, it's talking about the fourth dimension against the third dimension, which is coming. Okay? Now this is going to be talking about Yahushua, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus. And the time shall be when these things shall come to pass, and the signs shall happen which I showed thee before, and then shall my son be declared, whom thou sawest as a man ascending, which happened further up in this chapter. And when the people hear his voice, when they make their appearance, when the angels and the one you call Jesus make their appearance, every man shall in their own land leave the battle they have one against another. This is describing World War III. This is the World War III Daily Update. I'm showing you World War III in the scriptures. And when all the people hear his voice, when they make their appearance from the fourth dimension into the third dimension and make themselves seen and known, ready to fight, because they're already making themselves seen, all right, which we'll show in the video coming up. Every man shall in their own land, meaning their own nationality, leave the battle they have one against another. Because when the Bible, when you're dealing with the Bible, okay, when it mentions land, it means a people before it is a place. All right? Because they're going to be already gathered into the valley of Jehoshaphat, fighting each other. Leave the battle they have one against another. You can't be in your own land, right, fighting, unless somebody is over there fighting. And there are going to be those battles too, right? But at this time, they're going to be gathered down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, which is the Middle East, okay, all the armies of the earth. And it says they're going to leave the battle they have won with each other, okay? And an innumerable multitude shall be gathered together as thou sawest them willing to come and to overcome him by fighting. So all the armies of the world are going to stop World War III for a minute and try to fight against the angels. All right? Now, let's get that in the scriptures, in the Bible. Okay, because we're going from the Apocrypha to the Bible, which the Apocrypha is part of the Bible. Anyway, this is Revelation 12. All right? Revelation 12 and 7. And there was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon and his angels fought. Okay? Now let's get a visual of that. There it is. This is Michael and his angels. And this is Satan, or the dragon, and his angels. What does WP stand for? All right? So this is the visual. And this is going on now. All right? Don't get it twisted. Read it again. And there was a war in heaven. War in heaven meaning the sky. Let's get that. And there was a war. Then war broke out in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon and his angels. War in heaven. War in heaven. And a war broke out in heaven. Right? These are just the different versions. War in heaven. War in heaven. War broke out in heaven. A great battle in heaven, in heaven, in heaven, in heaven. What about this? There was war in the sky. There was a war. There was war in the sky. That's what level of heaven we're dealing with. What's this? War in the sky. All right. Now let's go here. Okay, let's get this. This is recent, very recent. Salakia. Excuse me for a moment. Get past this commercial. Okay. Now, we'll go here, and this is Funker 530. Veteran community and combat footage. It says, fight against censorship. I don't know what that is. Okay. For daily uncensored combat footage and military news. Funker community. Okay. June 22nd is fairly recent. Okay. U.S. fighter jets battle UFOs over Afghanistan. All right, so we're going to watch this footage, and what are you going to see? You're going to see this. Okay. Now, there's no battle going on as of yet. Satan and his angels. Let's get that real quick before we watch this, because you got to understand who Satan is. All right. Let's go to. Well, let's go to where it said sky. World English Bible. I'm going to 7. There was a war in the sky. Michael and his angels made war on the dragon. All right? The dragon is the Roman Empire. A great red dragon. All right? Signifying Edom. Who is Rome? Edom, Rome. All right? The dragon and his angels made war. All right? They didn't prevail, neither was their place found anymore in heaven. Heaven meaning the sky. The ISS, satellites, whatever they have, space junk up there. All right? The great dragon was thrown down. The old serpent who was called the devil and Satan, the deceiver of the whole world. He was thrown down to earth, and his angels were thrown down with him. What does that mean? That means they got shot the hell out of the sky by the laser beams. The weapon systems that the angels have on their war chariots. Okay? That's simply what it means. All right, now let's watch this. That these fighter jets have no power over the angels. All right, let's watch. So this is apparently in Afghanistan, and the angels aren't firing back yet. You see them? There they are. Hovering, chilling, and then they're releasing something. It could be something as far as if there's plutonium or whatever is destroying the earth at that point. You see what they're emitting? They're dropping something. They could be rebalancing the earth's, whatever is damaged with all of this warfare. And I'm speculating on that. That's just me thinking out loud. But these are the chariots. And then they're going to shoot missiles at the chariots, and let's watch what happens. See, this, look, nothing happened to the chariots. Okay? You see the missile go by? Watch that again. Like they had like a force field around them. Missile comes in from one side, boom, boom, nothing. They're still there, doing what they do. All right, but the point is what is that up there? You see, they tried to hit it with a missile. They haven't fired back. All right, but this target, this site right here. All right, this is how a helicopter gunship, whatever it is, right? This is how you aim, right? You get a lock on your target, and then you shoot your missile or whatever. These are chariots up there. I don't know why this says 2011. Could be in 2011. Now they're just releasing this. All right. So there's a war in heaven, part of the greater war. Okay. You got World War III, where these countries are fighting against each other so that they can see who's going to control the New World Order, but the New World Order is not going to come into fruition. Why? Because these armies are being led into an ambush. Okay? Why are they being targeted? Why are they shooting at them? Because they're a threat. If that was a flare, oh, well, those are just flares. No. You can't even touch those things. All right? Those are what the U.S., look at that. They would be called bogeys. We got 4 bogeys. Okay. And they fired on them. And what happened? Nothing. They're still there. Look at this FLIR. Those are the chariots of Israel. All right? And you can't overcome them. So there's a war in the sky. And it hasn't gone, I mean, they are firing, but they didn't get fired back on. Nothing happened. Nothing happened to the chariots.
At Noble Gold Investments, we protect our client.
All right. So good on that. Let's get out of there. We'll just finish up real quick, all right? Because this is part of the war, all right? This is part of the war, World War III, all right? This is 2 Ezra 13 and 8. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight. This is all the armies. Okay, let's get this. Joel. Gotta go to Joel. 3. Most High is gathering all the armies together. Read it from the top. Joel 3 and 1. For behold, in those days and in that time, the time we're in right now, these last days, and at this time, when I restore the fortunes of the nation of Israel, right, both houses, the 2 sticks, I will gather all nations, talking about the militaries of all nations, and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and I will execute judgment on them there for my people and for my heritage, whom they have scattered among the nations, they have divided my land, okay? So this is what we're watching. We're watching the nations be gathered, okay? Joel 3 and 12. Let the nations arouse themselves and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the surrounding nations. 14. Multitudes and multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of Yahweh is near in the valley of decision. All right. So that's just a quick update. Let's check some of these channels real quick. Let's see. Slovakia. Fighter jet. Boom. Let's check this. I think I saw something on Deep Journal. Deep Journal videos. Breaking. U.S. is under heavy attack. Got to be in Iraq. Let's watch a little bit of this. This might be cyber attack too. Let's see. Because asymmetric warfare is not all just bombs and missiles. They got to take down, infrastructure like computers, and you got computers. Most weapon systems are run by computers. So
differs from the SolarWinds attack, which exposed sensitive data from government departments and thousands of private companies, possibly the biggest security breach ever. Cyber attacks believed to have been carried out by the Revil hacker group, which occurred on Thursday at the Miami-based IT firm Kaseya, were made. However, there was no immediate solution to the attack, and the attacks still continue. The U.S. and 17 victim countries have been identified from the attacks so far. President Biden said on Saturday.
So you have to be able to read between the lines. When you say breaking, U.S. is under heavy attack, the first thing you think of is what happened in World War II. Oh, they're bombing and strafing and shooting Agent Orange and white phosphorus. No, it's a different kind of attack. All right. This World War III is going to be fought on many fronts, not just, our army against your army. They got people flying drones all the way over here on the continent of North America, flying them over here in Afghanistan. So how do you take down the pilot of the drone? You got to go here, right? You have to disrupt their internet, or their controllers, or their satellites up here, all right? Okay, so that's that. Let's go here. What is this, Deep Journal? Or yeah, let's go to Journalist. And this is China will take over Taiwan. We already know that. Okay. One day. Right here, breaking news. Russia hit the ship. All Europe, what, is against Russia. What is Putin doing? So clearly, I mean, just reading the headlines, okay? China, okay? Russia, U.S., okay? Iran. This is World War jumping off. And if they don't put it on the mainstream news, then you wouldn't know about it unless you went looking for it. All right. And a lot of people, when they read my headline, which is World War III Daily Update, they come to see, right? But they don't expect to see, that we're using the Bible to let you know what's going on. All right. And all we got to do is go here to show you what is going to come of World War III. All right. Here we got them being gathered together. All right. I will gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat. Right. And here we have the culmination of the war. Here's what's going to happen. Who's going to win World War III? The angels are going to win World War III. All right. According to the Bible. And there was a war in the sky. Michael and his angels made war with the dragon. This. Okay. The dragon and his angels made war. They did not prevail. This is telling you who's going to win right here. The great dragon was thrown down, that old serpent, he who is called the devil and Satan, the deceiver of the whole world. Whoever called this a UFO, you know clearly what these are. You're deceiving the people. Oh, well, they don't exist. Well, what the hell is going on? Why are we seeing you shooting missiles at these things if they don't exist? Is that CGI? Well, you're a deceiver. He was thrown down to the earth, and his angels were thrown down with him. Okay? It's over. It's a done deal. All right? It hasn't happened yet, but we already know the outcome. All right? Meaning, okay, now who is this? Who is the earth been given into the hand of? See what this says. Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Who's the wicked? The great red dragon. Okay? The nation of Edom. He covers the faces of the judges. If not, then who is it? All right? Who is it? It's Esau. We can go through precept upon precept and show you who the great red dragon is. All right? The dragon and his angels. His blue angels, if you will. All right? The dragon and his blue angels are trying to fight against the Most High Yahweh and his holy angels. And they're going to get their ass kicked and shot down out of the sky. All right? So this is today's World War III Daily Update, and we'll see you tomorrow. All right? With that, hope the elect were edified. With that, we're going to say shalom.